Alright, so I'm walking, exercising while I record this after the fact. And let's see, I'm going to a workshop my friend told me to go to. And this random dude who's not even there just is attacking me because I'm wanted with a bounty. First time I see a player try and do that. But if you pay attention to the damage he's doing, I'm pretty sure he's VATSing me with that plasma caster. For all of you who don't know, VATS is basically the targeting system in this game. I don't use it on this build at least. But you just tap LB or RB, I think, goes into targeting mode, and you can target player limbs. And you can literally get perks for that, where you can target their head and get increased accuracy for every shot, get a crit damage every other hit, and just do times 4 damage to them with their head. And the plasma caster has really good VATS accuracy. So I suspect he was doing it, or you're going to see him, you kill him a lot now. And how I basically play when I PvP in this game is, see, I'm a tank build. But I want to be clear about something. I am not a PvP tank build. I am a general tank build for dealing with everything. So, for instance, I got poison resistance, legendary perk card, fire resistance. I got energy resistance, and energy heals me on occasion in my fusion core for my power armor. I got melee resistance, explosive resistance, as you can definitely tell. So I can just use my explosives at point blank range without caring. And by the way, later on, I think I killed this dude with my mini nuke at point blank range, and it's just glorious. I don't just kill him with the missile launcher. But basically in PvP, there's no sense in me trying to hide or even trying to go after them to be the first one, unless I actually do see them from a distance, kill them again. Because I got no perception, so I can't really see them coming at me from a distance like other players can. I got no sneak. And yeah, I'm outside, by the way, if you hear background noise. Got a car. So I got no sneak. So I just stand out in the open. My logic is, I'm only going to PvP this dude if I know I can tank his damage. So come at me, bro. That's what I'm like. It's like, start shooting at me. Reveal where you are, or your general direction, and then I use a missile launcher for the most part. There it is. I just killed him with a mini nuke at point blank. Now, why do I use a missile launcher, though? Because a missile launcher locks on, if you haven't noticed yet. It locks onto him, so it's kind of like VATS, but not using VATS. My build isn't spec'd for VATS, so this is my way of still being able to use it with that weapon, at least. Also, it's actually more overpowered than VATS because it targets players no matter what they're doing. They could be sneaking. They could be invisible. Using a stealth boy, I will still target them. Now, you see how I killed him there? I think I just did it there. You saw how I shot to the side? That's because he was hiding behind something, but I realized I was still locked on, and whenever that happens, I just start shooting to the side, up in the air, so that my missiles can go around. Because they're still locked on, they just need to get to them. That gives them a wider berth, wider trajectory to hunt them down. That's why I do that. I love doing that and actually hitting them. Sometimes they're so far in the obstruction it doesn't matter, but if they're just at the edge of it, as a lot of players usually are to give themselves cover, I mean, they have to be if they're trying to shoot you too. Well, that's how I kill them all the time. It's just like, oh, okay, well, I'm still locked on. Let me just shoot up in the air so my missile will come down on your head. But going back to PvP, I'm not a PvP build. I got a full set of Overeater's Hellcat armor. 1 star 2. Finally got the last piece today, and it was actually after this fight. So this fight, I don't even have a complete set. I have 4 out of 5 pieces. Each piece gives you 6% damage mitigation to higher your hunger and thirst meters up. Now, I also have a buff where I have more health the higher my hunger meters up, and I have more AP regen the higher my thirst meters up. AP in this game is basically stamina. And then I have another buff, so I don't VATS. You use AP to VATS in this game. I don't do that. Instead, I have a perk. I still have a good amount of AP and AP regen, but that's for the tankiness factor in the game, because I have the dodgy perk, so I take 30% less damage, again, from that perk, but it eats away at my stamina. So my stamina gets used to make me tankier. Now, here's the thing. I have a perk that's totally useless right now. That's the perk where I also have a 20% chance to ignore all range damage. It's in the luck tree. But as I told you, I'm not a PvP build, so what that perk only works in PvE. And I completely forgot to unequip it in this fight, because I actually have another perk that I use if I PvP in its place, which is the Mysterious Savior perk. That's the perk where if you go down in PvP, you have a very high chance, I think it's like super high chance if you have it maxed, which I do, for a random stranger to come, just an NPC stranger to appear and revive you, so you can fight a second time. However, I never went down anyway in this fight. I rarely do. I kind of think I should get a different luck perk to replace that perk I mentioned I use that's useless in PvP. Anyway, so I have Demo Expert maxed out, of course, so I'm using a 2-shot, faster fire rate, faster reload missile launcher. The reason I also use 2-shot is because in this game, that's why he's able, if you notice, he does a giant chunk of damage to me with each hit, but not enough to kill me instantly. That's because there's a maximum amount of damage you can do with PvP per hit in this game. I think it's like 100-something health, where basically it doesn't matter if, no matter how much damage you have, you cannot exceed that much per hit, basically. Which is also why automatic guns are typically better. But if you're using VATS, which I suspect he's doing, that's when that plasma caster and those semi-auto hard-hitting guns are really good, because you can basically just get hits for days on their head, and so ensure you always get a max damage hit every single time, which I suspect that's what he's doing. You know what's also hilarious? I'm using diluted stims to heal right now. And what's even funnier is before this fight, I fought someone else who was a bloodied build using an explosive a Vixer, I think, and then also a handmade bloodied explosive one, and I still could out-heal his damage with diluted stims and kill him with like one missile too. But here's the thing, if they were PvP builds, my missiles would do no damage to them and I'd be screwed, because honestly explosive is one of the first things PvPers ensure they're resistant towards. That's why in this game I PvP more to troll people. That's what you do. I just go hunt players at workshops. Sometimes I'm with a team, sometimes I'm by myself. See if I can take them. If I see I can take my damage, if I see I can take the damage, then I go after them. And if I see my missile launcher kills them, I go after them. Rarely do I even find someone who is, because there's so few left, because people hardly PvP competitively in this game anymore. But it is possible. I would use assassins then.